Welcome to OFR. In this tutorial, I'll be guiding you on how to assemble the Malm 4-drawer bed frame from IKEA. For this build, you need a flathead screwdriver, a Phillips screwdriver, and a hammer. You'll also need 2 Allen keys and a wrench that IKEA should provide you with. You can also use a drill with a Phillips bit or a posi drive bit to speed up the process. Before you start, I would also recommend keeping all the bags separate, as mixing them up will make things more confusing in the building process. So the first step is to grab these 2 panels and put them into this orientation. The left panel should have these big holes facing outwards, and the right panel should also have the smaller holes facing outwards. Also grab yourself 6 scratch guards. Then hammer each scratch guard into the bottom of each panel. Each panel will have a total of 3 scratch guards. It's going to look something like this, and do the same for the other panel. Now grab 8 screws that look like this, and a wrench. The screws will be going into these 8 holes. When you're screwing them in, make sure you don't go too deep. It should look something like this. Next, put these 2 panels in this orientation. Then bring in the 2 side supports. Put them into this orientation with the big holes facing up, and also grab yourself 12 smaller wooden dowels. Now hammer the dowels into these 12 spots. Next, grab 8 of these metal wheels and place them into the 8 big holes. Just make sure that the arrows face outwards when doing this. Do the same to the other side support. Now attach all 4 corners like this. So to secure each corner, grab yourself a large Allen key and tighten each wheel as shown. You start with one wheel and tighten it about 1/4 or 1/2 rotation. Then go to the other wheel and do the same thing. Keep going back and forth until everything is secured. Do the same thing for the other 3 corners. Now go to this section of the bed frame and grab yourself 5 long wooden dowels. Hammer the dowels into these 5 holes. Next, bring in the headboard and put it in this orientation. Also grab 4 of these screws and a wrench. The screws will be going into these 4 spots. You could put this panel on top of a table to make the screwing process a bit easier. Just make sure you don't go further in than you have to with these screws. Then flip the headboard over and attach it like this. Now grab a wrench, 4 of these plastic pieces, and 4 nuts. They'll be going into these 4 spots. So simply put the plastic piece in like this, and then screw in the nut. Secure everything using the wrench. Repeat the same step for the other 3 holes. Now you'll have to decide which level you want your mattress to be installed at. If you have a thinner mattress, then for the next steps, you'll install everything on the higher level. If your mattress is thicker, then use the bottom. My mattress is about 9.5 inches, so I'll be installing everything on the lower level. Then grab 2 of the side support rails and 16 longer screws. Attach each rail using 8 screws. Each screw should be screwed in the middle of each hole. It's going to look something like this. Do the same to the other side support rail. Then grab 2 of these brackets and 4 longer screws. The brackets will be secured into these 2 spots. Just make sure you attach them at the same level as your side support rails. This process is going to look something like this. Next, grab 4 metal braces and 8 small screws. So depending on the size of your bed, these next steps could look a bit different. But for a full, go to the top left quadrant and attach the metal brace like this. The adjustable side of the metal brace will be attached to the headboard. Also, the metal brace will be going underneath the holes as shown. Then screw in both screws to secure the metal brace. Now go to the top right quadrant and do the same thing. Then go to the bottom right quadrant and again attach the metal brace. This time the adjustable side of the metal brace will be installed to the footboard side. And finally do the same thing for the bottom left quadrant as well. Now grab 4 of these small screws and secure them into these 4 holes. Again, this might look a bit different if you have a different size bed frame. Also, for a full, IKEA didn't give clear instructions where to secure the screws for this step, so this is just my best guess. Then grab the middle support beam and install it like this. Next, grab 8 plastic knobs and 8 screws. The knobs will be secured into these 8 holes. The screw will go underneath and the knob will go on top. It'll look something like this. Now grab one of the slatted bed bases and hook each end as shown. Just make sure the polyester ribbon is facing down. Repeat the same step for the other slatted bed base. Now let's start on the drawers. Grab this front panel and put it in this orientation. Also grab 4 of these screws and screw them into these 4 holes. Then grab 2 side drawer panels and 4 wooden dowels. Hammer in the dowels into these 4 holes. Now attach each side drawer panel like this. Make sure the big holes for the fasteners are facing out and the small holes for the screws are facing this direction. Next, grab 4 fasteners and secure them into these 4 holes. Then grab the back drawer panel and put it in this orientation. Also grab 4 of these screws and screw them into these 4 holes. Now attach the back drawer panel like this. Make sure the holes on the edge are facing the same way as the holes on the side panels. Then grab 4 fasteners and secure them into these 4 holes. Now turn the structure over like this. Next, grab the bottom of the drawer and place it in this orientation. Just make sure the tiny holes for the wheels are visible. Then grab 9 of these screws and a small Allen key. The 9 screws will be going to these 9 holes. Again, make sure you don't screw them in too far. Now grab 4 wheels and 8 small screws. Each wheel needs 2 screws to secure it firmly into place. It's going to look something like this. Do the same for the other 3 wheels. Now repeat all the steps related to the drawers 3 more times. After assembling all the drawers, they should roll nicely underneath the bed frame like this. So now you should have a fully assembled Malm 4-drawer bed frame from IKEA. Hopefully this tutorial helped you out.